Welcome back to the JCPod, part number 10 on sports. I'm your host, Jaden Chandler Parnell, and man, we got some breaking news right off the back. So, without any further ado, we're just going to hop in. Pretty much simple day today. We're going to talk the big news that just happened in the NBA world. Talk a little bit of NFL news. Not too much has happened since last time we talked, but there's been a few things that maybe I want to bring up. And then we'll finish off with some standings in the W and just some small news going on in the WNBA. So, yeah, a little quick one today, but without any further ado, the breaking news. The Lakers signed J.J. Redick to a 4-year deal. This has been dropped by Woj himself. ESPN sources, J.J. Redick has agreed to a 4-year contract to become the next coach of the Los Angeles Lakers. Rob Pelinka offered this job this morning to Redick, this morning, and Redick started working on staff to surround himself with experience. Man. That's some big news. So, after the whole Dan Hurley thing kind of happened where the Lakers pretty much said, Dan Hurley said pretty much like, I'm good, I'm going back to UConn. James Borrego, I don't really know how serious the Lakers were on getting him hired because, yeah, they just hired J.J. Redick. It's going to be very fascinating. I don't know what that really does for the Lakers, if we're being honest. When it comes to their team in general, I mean, they're a little bit of an older team in a very stacked West that is only going to be getting slightly better next year. So, I mean, obviously, I don't think he'll be worse than Darvin Ham, but I don't know how much of an upgrade he'll be. Obviously, I'm assuming LeBron liked him or this wouldn't happen, so that might work out for him. But, man, like I said, that's just some insane news. Just shout out to J.J. Redick, man. It's just crazy how quickly this all kind of happened. It just kind of got floated out, maybe a month, 2 months ago? I would say at max 2 months ago. I don't even think it was that long ago. We're just kind of got floated out. I was like, yeah, Lakers looking at J.J. Redick. When I first heard that, it's kind of like, oh, okay, I thought maybe they might go with some experience, go with an older coach, because obviously I didn't think they would potentially go with a younger coach because LeBron's there. So, and if they got a younger coach, I don't think with LeBron being there that would work out too well. So I figured they would go with experience, honestly. So the fact that we went with J.J. Redick, pretty surprising. But like I said, shout out to J.J. Redick. Going to be a very, very interesting season. I mean, the NBA pretty much just ended 2 days ago, and there's already some dramatics happening in the offseason. There's a lot more big news that happened in the NBA, so we'll have to keep our eyes peeled for some big moves, like potentially Jimmy Butler re-signing or getting traded, Paul George moving on. What's going to happen with the Magic, the Philadelphia 76ers? A lot of potential stuff that could be happening, so we'll have to keep an eye on it. But yeah, moving on, we'll go to the NFL. This is probably, like I said, there's not too much to talk about in the NFL. Yeah, I was reading over a little bit of it, going into, for example, one of the main headlines. Trevor Lawrence said a goal is to win the Super Bowl with the Jaguars after his extension. Wow. That's some big news right there. No, honestly, there's not too much going on that's crazy. The Denver Broncos signed, they hired ex-Stanford coach, I think it was David Shaw, as a personal executive. I don't know what that's going to do for them at all. Honestly, the Broncos are going to be really interesting. It's just that point in the offseason where all the hype is slowly building. Like, you got the Adam Thielen coming out saying Bryce Young's more confident after awesome offseason, which I would hope he would get a little bit more confident because last year was horrendous for the Panthers. But I like that. So somebody said, I don't trust Thielen's predictive powers. He also thought Carolina could win a Super Bowl last season. I do agree. But, I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, Bryce Young should need a lot more protection before they can even get started with anything else. He did not get protected at all last year, and they basically said no chance at all. Nobody was showing up to games. I mean, there's also news out that David Tepper, who's the owner of the Panthers, is trying to get a new stadium and everything, but you have that happening when not really anybody showing up to games. Like last year, at the end of the season, there's maybe 100 people in the stands, maybe. It was just not a good time to be a Panthers fan last year. So, honestly, they have a lot of room to grow, but hopefully they can get an offensive line around Bryce Young, because Bryce Young does have the talent. So, hopefully that he can actually get a chance to be protected so he can actually do something with the football. Apparently, Kansas approves the stadium bill that potentially will move the Kansas City Chiefs and the Royals. Apparently, this is to move them away from Missouri, which is very, very fascinating. Apparently, Bipartisan legislative supermajorities okayed the measure to authorize state bonds to help finance new stadiums and practice facilities for both teams. On the Kansas side of the metropolitan area, which is 2.3 million residents, split up to the border, which is split by the border of Missouri. Well, it kind of makes sense. I'm very curious to see what ends up coming of this. Yeah, I don't think... I just don't know what's going to exactly happen with this. I don't know if they're actually going to end up moving at all, but the fact that they're at least putting this in motion, we're going to have to keep an eye on it because, I mean, the Rams moved to Los Angeles, so honestly, anything's possible. I mean, shit, the Oakland A's will be moving to Vegas. So there is a chance that if enough money does come up, I mean, there is a chance that they're going to get moved, but I don't see that happening in the near future. I'll say anything is probably in the 2030s when this would happen. I would say, they don't say anything in the article, but I guesstimate on years, but I would assume it's going to be a decent ways out, especially with how much the Chiefs are right now and how good they're playing. That's going to be a hefty bill. And I won't lie. Like I said, I think that's it for the NFL news. There's literally nothing, so we're going to combine NFL and college football news because it's college football 10 weeks away. We'll just see if there's anything major happening. Les Miles is suing LSU because after some vacated wins, it dropped his record below the threshold. Apparently, there's a threshold where you have to be above 600 win record to make the Hall of Fame, and that includes all other accolades because he has one national title, 2 conference championships, but it doesn't matter because his record is below 600, excuse me, so he probably wouldn't make it. Sorry, I got really distracted. There was an article right under this that said 3 charges in death of Southern Miss players Daniels. I totally forgot the whole situation happened, so I was just oh, what the shit. But yeah, so pretty much Les Miles is looking to pretty much sue LSU because, yeah, LSU vacated some of his wins, but because apparently the weird way that college football works, it vacated some of his wins, but not some of his losses, so yeah. His record got a little bit crappier, and obviously because of those few losses, he is below 600. So he's going to be suing. We'll see if anything comes of that. They vacated 37 wins due to impermissible benefits that were paid to the father of a former offensive lineman. The NCAA placed LSU on a 3-year probation, and the school self-imposed a postseason ban in 2020-2021, but I think they self-imposed this ban because they weren't going to make it that season really anyway. So they're just hey, let's make this the season we do it. So when we have a better roster, we can actually do something. We don't have to do it then. The vacated wins apparently dropped them from a 665, 145, and 73 to 597, 108, and 73. Yeah, and you have to have a minimum of a 600 record and at least 100 career games to qualify for the College Football Hall of Fame. And he meets the other criteria to make it, but because of that now, yeah. That's wild. That's just wild. I totally forgot that was even a thing, so it's just crazy that, yeah, that he potentially will be not making the Hall of Fame because of some vacated wins, 20, 30 years after the fact. Apparently, Big 12 could sell the naming rights to Allstate, and the way this sounds is that it would go from the Big 12 to the Big Allstate Conference. I just don't like that at all, I don't think. I mean, I won't lie. I'm glad that they're getting money for the school, but with this partnership, why can't it be the Big 12 presented by Allstate? Why does it have to be the Big Allstate Conference? I mean, that just sounds. I won't lie. That name sounds pretty. Whoever thought that name was a good idea, I hope that's not the official name, because this deal could generate hundreds of millions in revenue, but that has to be spread out across all the sports, across all the schools. But apparently, as a part of the deal, the Big 12 could earn between $30 million and $50 million per season, which could be divided amongst the conference 16 members. Regardless of the big All-State Conference. Or it could be the All-State 12 Conference. I don't like that. I liked a lot better the Big 12 presented by Allstate, or the Big 12 presented by Canes, even the Big 12 presented by McDonald's. I don't like the Big McDonald's, the Big Canes, the big all-state conference. Like, that just sounds disgusting. That just sounds wrong. I don't know. I just like, don't get me. I just hate how this is coming. I just hate how this part is coming into sports now. Where, I mean, shit. I just saw a notification earlier too that where they're looking to potentially add what I think anywhere from 4 to 8 teams now to the March Madness. Like, why do we even need more teams? It just sucks because they're just looking to expand everything, and I'd be all for it if they were expanding it for the name of sports and the name of, hey, let's do it for this, but it's literally all for money. I mean, that's the only reason they're doing this, for more commercials, more butts and seats, more TV time, all that. I mean, that's all this is really going for. Ooh, NFL news. Let's go. As we're talking, Rhamondre Stevenson. 4-year, $36 million extension. We'll have to see. So apparently that includes $17 million annually. So we're going to have to see what the official deal is, because obviously a 4-year deal with $36 million, that includes $17 million fully. So now, okay, so the guy is literally adding it as a type, because it said $17 million annually, and now it's $17 million fully guaranteed. So, shout out, I'm not even going to shout the dude out, but shout out to the guy writing the article that literally changed it as I was reading it. But, big news for Rhamondre Stevenson. I truly thought that the Patriots might get rid of him, because especially towards the end of the season, it seemed like they started to favor away towards him slightly. It wasn't anything, it just seemed weird. I think the way they ended seemed really, really weird. It's just awesome that a running back got this much money. The fact, it's kind of just hitting me now, like, holy shit, he got $17 million guaranteed, which I guess is like, what, about $4 million a year, but the fact that it's $36 million, so that's a decent amount of money for a running back. The way the running back market's been looking, great money for the fact that some running backs are only getting paid like $1 million a year, if that. So shout out to Rhamondre Stevenson, because yeah, it's a shit ton of money. Like I said, the Patriots, I thought they were potentially going to get rid of him, just because the usage last year was weird. The way he just didn't run right last year. Sorry, I apparently cannot spell Patriots right. I misspelled it 4 times. I'm trying to look at their running back room. Oh yeah, and they got Antonio Gibson too. I was trying to think, I'm like, they got somebody new for sure. Yeah, Antonio Gibson. They also, I believe, picked up Jermichael Hasty. So the fact that they picked up both those guys, I thought that the fact that, maybe Rhamondre Stevenson won't be staying there, they'll probably move on for him, maybe try to get a deal for him or something, do something like that. But no, they end up signing an extension. So shout out to Rhamondre. Boy got that money. Yeah, I'll see if there's any other big news real quick. If not, we'll go to the WNBA to finish it. Like I said, there's not a lot going on today, so this is gonna be way, way shorter than normal. And then I should be, I believe, my boy, the Red Beard. Actually, he might be on vacation next week. I have to double check. I believe he's on vacation next week, so we might have to wait till the following week after to get him on to talk about the W, because yeah, I believe my boy will not be here. Saban and Urban Meyer among the first-year nominees for the 2025 College Hall of Fame ballot. They're stupid ads. The ballot for Hall of Fame class will be announced in January. Was released by the National Foundation on Monday, and includes 77 players and 9 coaches from the Football Bowl subdivision, 100 players and 34 coaches from the divisional ranks, which is subdivision and Division 2 and 3s. I don't believe that's the NAI, though, because I think technically the NAI is considered its own division, weirdly enough. So, like, I think it's D1, D2, 3D are all NCAA, but then it's in NAI is kind of its own thing, but still considered a high. I consider some NAI schools honestly higher level than some D2 schools. Very, very easily. I mean, shit. Just trying to think. Morningside. I think Morningside, especially like my freshman and sophomore year, I think Morningside could have beat. For sure, they damn near could have beat some D1 teams, I think, with how damn good they were. But yeah, among the players to be on the ballot, they got is Aaron Donald, who probably wound up making it. They got Manti Te'o, Mark Ingram, Deshaun Jackson, Nick Saban's on it as well. We talked about Urban Meyer. It's good. Let's see, among the players who are holdovers on this year's ballots, we got Michael Vick, Sean Taylor. So yeah, it sounds like there's some big names on this list. It's going to be fun to see who ends up making it towards the end of the year. And by the end of the year, I mean, what we got till January. Unreal. UVA is going to pay $9 million related to the shooting that killed its 3 players in 2022. And wounded 2 students. I think, But the families want more. The immediate release of an independent probe into the shooting that was completed last year. Its focus included efforts on the university to assess potential threat of the student who was eventually charged. I mean, that was just a whole sad situation in general. I'm glad they're at least doing something about it, but we'll have to see if anything more comes from it. The Big 12 is to distribute a record $470 million to the conference members. And this is, I assume, without the big all-state conference money that they're going to be getting for naming it the Big All-State Division. So dumb. So dumb. Okay, that's probably good for football. There's not a lot that I'm seeing that's like really, really big news. Yeah, no, I don't. Yeah, I'm not seeing much. So we're going to move on. Go over some standings real quick. Talk standings in WNBA. Before I get into standings, sad news. Shout out to Cameron Brink. She tore her ACL. For those who saw the video, it was honestly really sad and nasty. Just sucks. Knee injuries are absolutely horrible. Also, shout out to Angel Reese, who surpassed Tina Charles and Sydney Brown for the most consecutive double-doubles. By a rookie, she got her 7th in a row. 16 and 18 today. They balled out in a win. So shout out to my boy Rowan's girl, Angel Reese. But yeah, like I said, I want to talk about the draft a little bit too. We did the WNBA draft, my boy Rowan, so we're going to talk a little about it here after I go over some standings and everything. So let's get that ready. Sorry, I accidentally flipped over one too many pages. So yeah, when we look at the Connecticut Sun finally lost the game. I think it was, how long ago? Oh, it was a while ago. We haven't talked about. It's been about 2 weeks since they lost the game, but they're 13-1. In second place, you got the Liberty at 12-3. Third place, you got the Atlanta Dream at 6-7. 4, you got Indiana Fever at 6-10. Hey, they're finally getting some wins on the board, starting to play a little bit better. On a nice little 3-game win streak. Shout out to Caitlin Clark during this 3-game win streak. Shout out to the Indiana Fever and Caitlin Clark, who were balling a little bit because, hey, that was my pick in the draft. And then, but they passed my other pick, the Chicago Sky, so. But yeah, Chicago, Indiana Fever 6-10, been balling out a little bit lately. 3-game win streak, like I said. The Chicago Sky, 1-game win streak, they're 5-9. And then you got the Washington Mystics at 2-13, not looking too hot. You got me and my boy Rowans, mainly my boy Rowans, the 101 pick in our WNBA draft. He took them. The Minnesota Lynx at 12-3, but we both got futures on them, both excited about them, both rooting for them. Minnesota Lynx are at 12-3. The next is the Seattle Storm at 9-6. Third place, you got the Las Vegas Aces at 7-6, who bounced back after being on they were on a 4 or 5 game losing streak. Sorry, they lost. I think they lost 5-7. That's right. Yeah, they lost 5-7 recently, so not a very good stretch for them. So they're able to finally get a win back there, 7-6. Phoenix Mercury at 8-7. You got the Los Angeles Sparks at 4-11, and then you got the Dallas Wings at 3-11. I won't lie to you. Sparks being my last pick in the draft and losing Cameron Brink kind of breaks my heart a little bit. But yeah, Lady's been balling out. I'm going to read you some texts that I've been getting from Rowan. I've been having my eyes on the WNBA, but he's been glued to the WNBA. Sabrina Ionescu is 9-1 on the season in her over of points and assists anywhere under 24.5. My boy Ron says as long as it's 27.5 or under, I'm slapping it like the hardwood. Shout out my boy. And that's Sabrina Ionescu's over under in assists and points. I hit it the other night. I was at 24.5, I think. Got a little bit late. Cash Money likes that. That's 9-1 so far in the season since he's bet it. Those are something to keep an eye on. Jackie Young dropped 32 last night, just going absolutely acting a donkey, as my boy would say. She had a really, really good game. Aaliyah Boston, she's been balling out. Last 3 games, she's been dropping about 24 a game. Absolutely just destroying for the Fever. Another big part of why the Fever have been doing good is Aaliyah Boston's been going absolutely off. Let's see, is there anything? I mean, this just... The Fisher Collier, she's been balling out a little bit. My boy's boy, Dewana Bonner. She's been balling out a little bit as well. Oh, yeah, so my boy is probably going to be for sure on vacation. So, yeah, we might have to wait a week to talk a little bit about WNBA with him. But, yeah, like I said, he's been... WNBA's been going stupid. Absolutely stupid. What point was I going to bring up? I think there was something I saw in the news. If not, I'm going to talk about this. The draft I was talking about. Oh, yeah. Was it Fifth game in a row. That's one. The Minnesota Lynx. Minnesota Lynx balling out. That's what I want to talk about. Minnesota Lynx balling out. They are acting a damn donkey, as my boy Rowan would say. I'm about to check it right now to see what the cash out looking like, what their odds are looking like. He gave it out at 40-1. I took it, I believe, at 30-1. And this is the Minnesota Lynx to win it all. They've had a really, really good start to the season. They're the number one team in the West, obviously, when it comes to the WNBA. Why can I not find? I cannot find it. There it is. So yeah, like I said, there's the number one team. Odds-wise, I believe there's not the favorite still. I would still believe it would be the Aces or the Liberty. But sorry, I keep having to buy time because I have to scroll 500,000 years to finally get to where I want to be. Yeah, the Aces are plus 160, Liberty at plus 185, Connecticut Sun are plus 650, and you got the Minnesota Lynx at plus 800. Plus 800. That's if you're at about $12.80. I'm not gonna do that exactly. If you bet $10, you win $850, or what did I say? Was it 800? What the hell did I just say it was? Oh my goodness. My goodness. I think it just said, plus 850, I think, or is it plus 800? Yeah, 10 to win 80. I got it at 10 to win 300. And yeah, right now, cash out's about a little bit over double what I put into it so far. So I'm about at $28. Have a little $12.80 on it. Just threw a little change on it because, like I said, it's plus 3,000. My boy said, hey, we like this. Let's take it. So I'm excited, man. Lynx have been balling out this season, but it's the Liberties and Aces League at this point still. So I'm just curious to see if the Lynx can keep this up. Maybe they're the team this year that's going to shock some people in the WNBA. But now we're going to end the show real quick with talking about the ranking. So I'm going to do this probably weekly on Thursday episodes if I remember. If not, I'll do it. I'll try to keep it. If it's not weekly, it'll at least be like every other week, every 3 weeks. But we're going to do the rankings of the draft. So how that's basically going to work is my boy and I, it's going to be based off their positions right now. So this is assuming if the season ended today, where would they finish off at? And so what that would mean is, for example, he took the Minnesota Lynx at the 101. In the WNBA, if you look at the standings, there's 6 teams in the league. So for having the Minnesota Lynx, he gets 6 points in the West. Because we have 3 teams on each side. So he gets for that. And he has, I have the Seattle Storm, so that means I get the 5-pointer. So Rowan gets that. I get the 5-pointer. Sorry, I wish I kind of did this. JJ Redick. While we're in the middle of the talking, JJ Redick's deal will be about $8 million per season. That's not a bad deal at all for a first-time coach. I believe that ranks him in like the top 5 to 10 coaches based on salary. I'm very interested to see how this move is going to be. This is going to be a very, very, very intriguing move for the NBA. But like I said, we're going to go back to the draft real quick. I have the Aces, so that means I get... that's huge for me right now because the fact that I have the Aces means that I get, as of right now, I have 9 points off the bat. So, what was I going to say? Sorry, this is like a little sloppy because I'm trying to do math while also kind of... And then he has the Mercury, so that's 3 points for him. 3 points for my boy Rowan. Then we got the LA Sparks, which is me, so that's 2 points for me. And then he has the Dallas Wings, so that's 1 point for him. So basically how that works is, so for the West, he has 10 points right now in the West. He has 10 points, and then me, I have 9, 11. So it's actually a very, very close race right now. The LA Sparks and Dallas Wings might be what does it, especially with the Aces being so close to the bottom right now, and the Lynx being as head as they are. Man, let me make sure I did my math right. So yeah, he has a 1 and 3, 4. That makes it 10, 9, 10. Ooh, yeah, that's gonna be very, very interesting. So it moves us on to the East now. He has the Connecticut Sun, so that gives him... Man, my boy, he has the first place team, man. I forgot he did take them. I mean, Makes sense. I forgot about the draft though a little bit. Forgot who took what where. I have the Aces. That'd be me. So I'm in second place with the Aces. The Atlanta Dream is him. So that means he gets those points right there. I have the Fever in the Sky, so I get those 2 points right there. And that means that he gets the Mystics at the bottom. So, man, that's really good for him because he gets 6, 4, 10. He gets 11 here, and I believe that would give me, what, 10? 5, 10. We are neck and neck right now. Woo! We're going to... Tiebreakers might have to go in the playoffs. But, yeah, as of right now, in the West, I am up 1. In the East, he is up 1. So, man, I would say that we did a pretty good and even balanced draft. But yeah, that's probably going to do for the week. I won't lie to you. Not too much to talk about. We got the Travelers Championship going on in golf. Your leader right now is Fowler. We have Zalatoris, Kitayama, Ricky Fowler, and Bahatia. I'm sorry if I apologize if I'm butchering the names. They're tied with a 6 under so far to start today. But yeah, we got a little bit of Travelers Championship going on. We got hockey. The Panthers were not able to finish it off, so they have a game tomorrow night. It is now a 3-2 series. I don't know what's going to happen anymore, so we're just going to have to see. Panthers, I would think, personally, for me, would close out one of the next 2 games, but I am betting my money on it. So we got that going on. We got some golf going into the weekend, and other than that, we just got baseball, and we are waiting for the football to come back. It's close. But thank y'all for watching. Thank you for the support. I really do appreciate it. Going into next week, very, very excited to talk some more NFL news, talk a little bit more WNBA, talk a little bit of golf, and just, yeah. We are just inching closer and closer and closer to the NFL. We're about 70-something days away now. And, man, can't wait. So excited. Cannot wait. Well, the Chiefs three-peat, that's going to be a big question going into the next year. But like I said, thank you all for watching. Thank you for the support. I really do appreciate it. And I'll see everybody back in this feed on Tuesday.